Brought to you by Nuna Travel LX, the stroller with the iconic one-handed fold.
Pia, the last time you and I talked was probably about a year ago, actually almost 2 years ago, because I was pregnant with Eloise and now you're pregnant for the second time, which is so exciting. Thank you so much. Both you and your mom are joining us today to talk about motherhood, grandmotherhood, multi-generational parenting, and I'm so grateful you guys took the time. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. We live in a multi-generational household, so we were like, this is a perfect conversation to have.
What is that like? What is that like to live in a multi-generational?
It's my dream. My dream is to live under one roof.
It doesn't work for everyone, but it's always an adjustment in the beginning. But I think because Davide is Sicilian and has such a respect and love for family, that it's worked out well with us. And
yeah, culturally, it's very, it's super normalized where my husband is from. So I think that absolutely helps. But we love it. Like the other day, we were in the kitchen. My mom has lived in this house for 40 years. My parents were married here. We were married here. My father passed away in this house. This house has a lot of history. And now being pregnant with my second child, there are constant moments where she'll look at me and say, like, isn't this so special? Like, this is happening and we're here, we're all together. And, I think it's good for my daughter. I think it's good for her. In so many ways, it's amazing for us. Like my husband and I, every time we come home, my husband's so cute. He'll like look at me, he'll go, it's really nice coming home to a mama. The idea of her living alone somewhere after living in this house for 40 years was just like not really an option for us.
But so tell me now, you bought your childhood home from your mother.
Yes.
So that for a lot of people would be weird, Well,
yes, it's weird in a way.
I don't know.
It's made sense to do that.
A lot of people that I don't know if it's where we grew up. I grew up in Pasadena. I know a couple other people who have done that. Growing up, like all of my friends' parents were equally our friends. Yeah. Like I just flew to New Orleans for my best friend's dad's 80th. Like I would have gone even if they weren't there. I would have gone for we spend so much time with each other's parents in this town together. So a lot of that feels very normal.
But how do you work that out? So you're buying your parents' home, your mother's home. So now you own the home, but your mom stays there. So how do you work out kind of who's in charge, or how do you work out the dynamics of living? Why they're both laughing about who's in charge.
Some interesting dynamics.
With two women with ideas of decorating, they're a little different, or mine's outdated and hers is too. But I love what she does. But now it's like I just say, well, it's your house, your decision. You decide if you want a pink kitchen or if you wanted this or that.
Yeah.
And so and it is letting go. But for me to be able to stay in the same home, I do the gardening that I've always done. I know the yard, I know the sprinklers, I know how to fix things. And so I still do those things. And I'm always here when they go out in the evening. And it's just, it's nice. It is nice that I could be living by myself, but being here with one little Carmela and a little Carlo coming, it's nice.
Yeah. We have so much fun. We laugh.
We have always been friends, so that
we have such a good time together.
That makes a big difference.
But we consider her in every decision. Like if we're going out to dinner, we kind of like recap how the week is going to go. My husband and I have a lot of business meetings and we have a lot of social activities. But if it's just us, like we're like, what does she want to do for dinner? Like where are we all going out to dinner? I mean, it's the three of us and our kid and our Christmas card. Like we're like a little unit.
Yeah.
How has it been for Pia, for your husband? I mean, of course, culturally it makes sense because it's how he grew up and he's familiar. But how has it been when you guys are all living together? You have another baby on the way. You have your daughter. Are you guys all on the same page, or has anything come up between the three of you?
In terms of parenting, we're all very aligned. And I have to say, like, my husband is a great partner. My mom is a great partner. And we were very specific about that when I was pregnant, down to like, are we sleep training? What does that look like? If she cries, are we going in there? I mean, those things that can trigger those arguments that then build up and become resentments. We worked all of that out very specifically before she was born. My husband's from Sicily, so we've been many times, and I met him here. And there were many things that he was very frustrated with culturally that were very hard for me to understand. And the trip we took to get Carmela baptized that you came along on, I watched my mom be able to contextualize my husband and understand why he doesn't like that she eats standing up in the kitchen, but he wants her to sit down and lay down a tablecloth. Like, there was a couple times on the trip where I just watched you like walk over and kiss him and say like, I love you. Cause I could see there were little like aha moments for you. So I think like there are like, things few and far between. He also really wants her to like, he's like, she needs a nice boyfriend. Let's get a guy we have this joke whenever we see like a handsome man in a convertible, we're like, Papa, is that you?
Are you my new dad? Are you my new dad?
So it's really cute. Like he really wants her, he as an individual sees how beautiful she is and how much value she has and how much life she has in her. And he's always like, just wants the best for her too. But I think there's the cultural moments that become sticky are very minor, and a lot of it's around food.
Why has it been important to you to be so open about your motherhood journey, getting to be a mom and continuing to be?
That's something that I struggled with. I had an idea that I was going to keep her and a lot of my motherhood choices offline just for privacy and protection and, not wanting to kind of have my choices be a discussion. But it's such a clearly large part of my life. And I've been sharing my life online since I was 25 and got Instagram, and very openly, and with lots of vulnerability. And so I think in sharing my motherhood is just like a natural progression of that. And I tried to kind of keep a lot of it in at first. And then I felt like I was hiding something. It felt like inauthentic to not share my experience. And so now I find it to be just so bonding. Like, what's better than being a mom and talking to another mom about motherhood? And I think that transition has been something that's been fun for me to like kind of share with my community for sure.
What have you learned about your daughter by watching her step into motherhood?
Oh, her strength, her just natural, whether I'm here or not, to help. I can see her natural. I want to know where you got it from. She's regardless. She could not be a good mom necessarily, but she is intrinsically. Her heart is so big and pure, and that comes out in her loving her daughter. The other part about Pia being such a good mom is what she balances. She does so much. She's so busy. She has her hands in so many fires that she pulls all that together and still is present for Carmela. She's always been a firecracker, and Chuck and I have always said, she's amazing. And even through motherhood, she manages to balance it all.
A lot of people in our position, myself, you, grandmothers, we're all trying to navigate when to step in, when to step out, when to go bye-bye, when to go, hey, I have a suggestion, might I give you, or what is our role as, we're raising children, right? We're in charge, and then we're kind of not. And then we're kind of stepping out to the side. And it's something that is different for every single person, right? And how have you navigated that?
Yes, I've had some sadness about that.
Yeah.
So then I turn it around and say, well, I'm so lucky to still be here, getting up every morning. God, thank you for this morning. The first thing I say, thank you for another day. So being thankful for that, and then enjoying all the good stuff I have around me right now, which there's a ton of. It's just the process of getting older and life's evolving, and